Oh my god. Just disgusting. Just obliterating every pack that you run into. Nasty. 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 What up, gamers? It's Deeds, and we're back with another Diablo 4 video. This is the Death Trap build for the Rogue. This is a great build for World Tier 3 when you're farming. Gathers up mobs real nice with Death Trap, gives them the suck, right? Sucks them in, and then with our damage, with our poison imbuement, we are just annihilating every enemy that we run into. This is great AoE damage, and it's also great single target damage, right? Because we're finding a mix of both now, because now we're farming. We have to farm for sacreds, we have to farm for better glyphs, we're doing nightmare dungeons, we're doing world bosses, so it's going to be a nice little mix and match of AoE, killing trash mobs, as well as great single target damage as well. All right, let's take a look at the skill tree. So this is a Death Trap build. Death Trap is an ultimate skill for the Rogue. Starting at the top, Puncture for our basic skill, working our way, the fundamental Puncture. Twisting Blades, we're going 5 out of 5 on Twisting Blades, and we are working our way to Advanced Twisting Blades. This is going to help with cooldowns. Twisting Blades is huge damage, part of our primary DPS for sure. This is a very important skill. Definitely want to do 5 out of 5 on Twisting Blades. 3 out of 3 for Sturdy and Siphoning Strikes. These are great passives to have. Make your way down to the agility skills. I went off of dash and I'm using Shadow Step, and I worked my way into disciplined Shadow Step for reduced cooldown time. This is important. The build does have a lot of cooldown reduction. A lot of it is built into the build, and you can acquire a lot of the cooldown from the passives that you choose in your skill tree. Maxing out weapon mastery is great, more damage. Down to subterfuge, 1 point to poison trap, and make our way to countering poison trap. This is a great skill. Countering poison trap allows you to reset your imbuement skill. Has a 30% chance when it triggers, which is phenomenal. 1 point to agile. Using cooldowns increases your dodge chance, so most of our skills are on cooldown, so we're gonna nice buff in our dodge chance, which helps for survivability. Exploit and Malice, great passives to max. Definitely recommend 3 out of 3. Down into imbuement, we're doing 5 out of 5 in poison imbuement. Poison imbuement is the best for damage, great for single target damage. We want to make our way into blended poison imbuement. Critical strikes with poison imbued skills deal 75% increased poisoning damage. 1 into deadly venom, 1 into debilitating toxins. Now down towards our ultimate skills, we want Death Trap. This is a huge part of the build, and then we want to get our 2 nodes here, Prime Death Trap and Supreme Death Trap. I maxed out Aftermath. After using your ultimate skill, it's going to give you a nice chunk of 75 energy, which is huge for damage. Adrenaline Rush and Haste are maxed. This is for energy regeneration. Very important. 1 point Innervation, 1 point Alchemist's Fortune, and 1 point Second Wind. This is good. This is going to buff up your Lucky Strike stat a little bit. It's pretty important. This also provides more energy regeneration, which is Techlin Fuel.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
And then for our key passive, we're using Exposure. This is a direct passive to using traps, especially Death Trap and Poison Trap. Dealing direct damage to an enemy affected by a trap skill has up to 25% chance to reduce the active cooldowns of your trap skills by 20%, and also a 25% chance to drop a cluster of exploding stun grenades that deal 1,810 total physical damage and stun enemies over 0.5 seconds. This is important because when you use your trap skills, it's going to allow you to have a possibility to reduce the cooldown of your other trap skills. And for a Paragon board, we're working on Deadly Ambush. This is great for trapper builds. Nice bonuses to traps. You deal 23 increased critical strike damage to enemies affected by your trap skills. And also over here, Trapper node, trap skills get a nice buff in damage, cooldown reduction on your trap skills, damage to enemies affected by trap skills plus 10 dex. Also damage reduction from enemies affected by trap skills. For our legendary Now for our legendary gear, we have a few legendary aspects that help out this build. Nothing too hard to obtain, but just some pretty cool synergy here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I imprinted this: when you evade or shadow step, you leave behind a cluster of exploding stun grenades. So you use your evade skill, you're gonna leave a little cluster of grenades, gonna explode. And if you remember, because of exposure, your grenade skills actually count as traps. This is big. As we were talking about, specking into lucky hit. Making an enemy vulnerable has up to 46% chance to grant 3% increased critical strike chance for 3 seconds. This goes up to 9, so this can happen 3 times, so you can potentially just stack up more critical strike chance, which is important. More damage, synergy. On our weapon, we have using an agility skill reduces the cooldown of your next subterfuge skill by 20%, and then using a subterfuge skill increases the damage of your next agility skill by 20%. Use our trap, and you use shadow step. Because you use shadow step, reduces the cooldown of your trap, and then also when you're using traps, it also reduces the cooldown of your traps. So you can see where the synergy is kind of building in here. On our weapon, this is just imprinted. I believe this is edge masters or edge lords. Skills do up to 20% increased damage based on your available primary resource. Right, this is great. This is synergy with our energy regeneration. The more energy we have, the more skills we can use, the more damage we can do. Very important. This is our bow. It's just a stat stick on our offhand. This is where I put my twisting blades aspect. This really doesn't change much. 10% damage to poison to enemies, which is synergy with our poison trap, plus 34 to all stats, plus 60 to dexterity. And then I have 2 emeralds for adds up to 18% critical strike damage to vulnerable enemies. You definitely want to be putting emeralds into your weapons. On our boots, we have a huge +2 to evade charges. So if you see here, I have 3 evade charges. On our pants, we have unique eyes in the dark. This is a specific ability to Death Trap. Unless it hits a boss or a player, Death Trap will continue to rearm itself until it kills an enemy. However, Death Trap's cooldown is increased by 30%. And because we are reducing our cooldown so much, this effect actually doesn't have that much of an impact on our Death Trap at all. But once you hit World Tier 3, you're going to be getting unique legendaries, which are very specific to certain skills, certain builds. On our armor, nothing crazy. You gain armor for dealing damage up to 25%. And then on our helm, another unique Cowl of the Nameless. You gain 23% increased lucky hit chance against crowd-controlled enemies. So let's get into the build and some gameplay and show you how it works. So as you get into World Tier 3, you're going to want to focus on builds that clear mobs out quickly, a lot of trash mobs, and then also you want to take out, champions and elite packs and those big boss monsters pretty quickly. So this is a nice mix of both AoE and single target damage. I've done a lot of tweaking, a lot of testing to get to this point, and I think we're almost there. I don't know if this is the build when it comes to every little minor detail, but it has worked very well and it's great for farming. So what we want to do is we always want to have our poison imbuement up. This is going to give us way more damage in our attacks, especially on our twisting blades. We have our shadow step. I used to use dash. I am now using shadow step. Shadow step gain synergy from right here. Shadow step gains synergy from this loop of surprise. When you shadow step, you leave behind stun grenades, and remember, grenades also count as traps now. You want to gather your mobs. Death Trap is gonna suck in all the mobs, crowd control, get them in, get them nice and grouped up, and then we're just gonna twisting blades until everything's dead. And then from killing packs, we're going to gain movement speed, and it's going to allow us to traverse the dungeon, get onto the next pack of monsters, and then it's pretty much the whole cycle of everything. Just go from pack to pack, gather, destroy, next pack, gather, destroy. You'll see real quick. Give me the loot, give me the loot, get in.
I'm not ready.
All right, and then get in, drop our traps, and you saw that? It goes from 60 to 0. like that, the cooldown of our death trap, because of all the synergy that we have packed on in here. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention for our specializations, we are using combo points. Combo points are really good. As you can see, if you go to your skill tree, if you go up to twisting blades, oh, we're about to get ganked. Hold up.
I'm not ready yet.
There you go, death trap. Done. Dead. Oh, he wants to play too. All right, where was I? Oh my god, I don't get any breaks in here, boys. No breaks. Combo points increase the damage and grant a movement speed. So you can see 1, 2, 3 combo points. It's pretty hefty damage and pretty hefty increased movement speed bonus. So when you're at 3 combo points, it's almost 5,000 increased points of damage and 60% bonus movement speed. I've seen a couple builds with death trap that use preparation. Every 100 energy spent reduces the cooldown by 4 seconds. I don't think this is necessary. I think combo points is way better. And then finally, when we get to the boss, if we get to a single target boss, we want to use inner sight. This is going to help with our DPS. It's going to give us infinite energy for, I believe, about almost 5 seconds. So this says 4 seconds, but then you also have the 0. So for about 4 seconds, it's going to give you infinite energy where you're just spamming your twisting blades and you're just doing massive amounts of DPS. When in doubt, combo points. Give him the suck. And give him the gank. And move on. Alright, our traps, our grenades, all reducing our cooldowns to let us just spam all of our traps over again. Death trap, poison trap. Huge. Huge synergy. Alright, give me the loot. Give me all the sacreds. I need my loot, baby. Combo points. Another trap.
I'm not ready yet.
And you can see just, oh my god, just disgusting, just obliterating every pack that you run into. Just the synergy is great, the damage is great, the AoE is great, the single target is great. Dead. DED dead.
Without you.
There we go, death trap. Boom! Dead. Everything dead. Now the best part about this is it really helps you out with farming. You get from pack to pack, increase your movement speed, blow it up, go to the next pack, blow it up, go to the next pack, blow it up. It's phenomenal. This build is absolutely phenomenal. Oh, here we go, baby. Here we go. Oh! Nothing stands a chance. Absolutely nothing. What's going on here?
What is going on here? Breakfast!
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, channeling. Let's go. This channeling pylon just makes this build even crazier. Your cooldowns are already in a great spot. Now it's just unlimited cooldowns. You really see where it shines and how having so much cooldown reduction just Makes this build absolutely insane. Like 40 seconds, big deal. Look at that. Treasure goblin. Dead. Oh, sacred ring. Let's go. Give me the loot, baby. Give me the loot. Loot showcase. We're getting all of it. What do we got? Hopefully it's good. Oh. When a dark shroud shadow would be removed, you trigger an explosion around yourself that deals 323 shadow damage. Interesting. All right, so boss room. Let's show you inner sight, how that works. Oh. Oh, fuck. Boom, we have the inner sight on. We're hitting. Infinite, 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 infinite. Nasty. 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 That's it. This is best build for World Tier 3, hands down, for sure. Hope you liked the content. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like. Drop a sub. Hit the bell. Tell your boys. Peace.